everybody. If you want to learn how to play more bebop lines, you're in the right place. My name is Jeff Schneider, and today we're going to talk about how to play a line like I just did. So what's exactly going on here? Well, the first thing you have to know is how to play your chord tones. You know what that means? You know how to play an arpeggio for a chord? Let's take concert E flat major 7 for a second. Those are the 4 chord tones. That's E flat, G, B flat, and D. The 1, the 3rd, the 5th, and the 7th. That's right. Okay, so what do we do with those chord tones to make it sound like a bebop line? We can't just play the scale. That's not gonna hack it, right? So we have to approach. That's the key word there. We have to approach those chord tones in a very specific way in order to create those bebop lines. All right. So the line that I played at the beginning of the video. Let's break that down, and that'll kind of explain what I'm talking about here about approaching the chord tones. Okay. So the line started like this. Okay, so the chord tone we're approaching there is the 5th. That's concert B flat. And the way we approached it is by a series of whole steps and half steps. What were we talking about? The 5th, approaching the 5th. So I'm starting a whole step above the 5th, and I'll talk in concert key. So I'm starting on a C, and I'm going down a half step to a B natural, and then I'm going a half step below the 5th, which is a concert A, and then finally I'm landing on that key note, that 5th, that concert B flat. So it's all about how you approach and then land on the chord tone. It's almost like it's a target. So sometimes this method is referred to as the target method or the goal note method, but this is kind of what makes up the bebop vocabulary. So I should also mention that the line that I played at the beginning of the video was all on one chord. That was just on a C major or E flat major 7 chord, C major for me. So let's go on to the next part. So we started with this, and then we went. Okay, so that is landing on the 3rd, which is concert G. We're coming from the 5th. We're coming from that B flat, and we're going down chromatically. B flat, A flat, and then we are going a half step below our target note. Again, our target note is going to be a concert G, so we're going a half step below our target note, so that's going to be a G flat. Then we're going to land up 1 half step, and that's when we land on that concert G, which is the 3rd of the chord. So the first part of this was, and then the second part was, put it together, you get this. And now the line is starting to get a little bit longer. It's starting to sound like an actual line you play over, in the bebop style. Okay, let's go on. The next one, what was it? Oh yeah. Okay, so now we're going to land on the root, which is an E flat, because again we're on that E flat major 7 chord. So to approach that note, approach that E flat, we are starting a whole step below, so on a D flat, going a half step up to D, then we're going a minor 3rd up. So now a minor 3rd up from D is F, which is a whole step above E flat. And that's how we land on the E flat. You get it? You with me so far? All right, let's keep going. The next one, what was it? Okay, so now we're landing on the 5th again. That's B flat, right? So we're starting the approach on a concert B, which is a half step above the target note. Remember, the target note's B flat, so we're starting on a B. And then we're kind of we're jumping over the target note. We're going down. We're jumping over the target note, and we're coming up from a whole step below the target note. What's a whole step below B flat? A flat. That's right. Chromatic up once more, and now we've landed on our target note of B flat. Let's review. All right, we're almost there. Now our next target note is again the 3rd, which is G, right? Concert G. What's going on there? What's happening? You know? We're starting a half step above the target note, A flat, going a whole step below the target note, F, chromatic up, F sharp, and then we're landing on G. Again, it's all about how you approach and then land on that target note. And again, you can do this with a series of half steps or whole steps. It can be an infinite amount of combinations, and we'll, you know what I'll do? I will make a PDF document with a lot of different examples of ways to approach chord tones, and that'll be available at the link below. So check that out. I think we're almost done here. Last one. Now we're approaching the root, and we're approaching it from the third, and just doing a chromatic scale all the way down. And that's it. I'll do the whole thing. A whole bebop line on just one chord. It sounds like there's a lot happening there, but it's really not that complicated. You're just surrounding these chord tones with whole steps and half steps, landing on the chord tones in the correct spot. In the correct spot, I mean on downbeats. Something like that. But all the chord tones are pretty much landing right on the downbeat, and that's going to make it sound like you're really communicating that chord. There are ways, of course, of doing this over a series of multiple chords, over your 2-5-1s, any kind of chord change this is going to work on. But start with that. Make sure you know your chord tones for all the different chords. Get those arpeggios down. You can do this on the root, the third, the fifth, the 7, the 9. You know, get creative with it. Try some sharp 11s if you really want to go nuts. But hopefully that makes sense. Again, I'm going to put a link down below with a PDF document that's going to have some more examples. It's going to include the line that I played at the beginning, and feel free to check that out. That's going to be it for now. If you have questions, let me know. Subscribe. If you want Skype lessons, I can hook you up with that too. That's all I got. Have a good one. Thanks for watching.